Welcome. In this video, I want to unpack, do you have a valve mechanism? A mechanism which you can turn on and up to bring you the amount of not only leads, but the right leads you want for your service whenever you want. And so here's the crux of the issue. Most out there, when you hire a coach or an agency, and this is a pet peeve of mine, you end up paying to have someone show you one of two methods. Non-paid, which is everything you don't pay for with money, such as organic content, outbound DMs, referrals, word of mouth, joint ventures, and paid. Now, are those important to your business? Absolutely, but non-paid methods are time-based methods, meaning what you don't pay for, you pay for in time. Meaning the more you want it to generate a result, then the more hours you need to put into creating content, outreaching to new prospects, nurturing word of mouth partnerships, then the more you earn. So paid focused methods are a little bit better because you can spend $10 and then get 10 leads. So it gives you what's called leverage. Leveraging a machine to get the results for much cheaper than a human could. But even then, you could actually have 10,000 leads come in through, for instance, paid ads, pay $100,000 or $10,000 for those, and none of them be qualified. A buddy of mine, for instance, paid an agency $10,000. They got him leads in. There was 100 calls booked, but guess what? Nobody bought because they were not qualified to buy his service, which is why paid ads by themselves are not enough anymore. With organic focus, you're still trading time for money. So it's just the same as working that role in someone else's business. And so the reason someone starts a business is to build something that can earn you money without trading your time for it. So it isn't building on scalable foundations, because scalability means things run without you. So if things can't run without you and you try and increase the input, you will be the bottleneck because your time is limited. If we think of our business as a funnel, at the top of the funnel are leads which come in. By organic, it relies on you or another person, which bottlenecks your business. Now, the third and the other way of doing this is what you can call a valve mechanism, a machine you can turn on and then up as much as you want to generate as many of the right kind of leads as you want. The simplest way to achieve this is becoming really good at spending $1 to make 5 or more back. And you do this by having very clear messaging to make sure each of those 5 are the right people. So a big part of why I was able to scale so quickly is because I started using organic content and outbound DMs, and then I tried paid traffic to get leads, but neither converted well. And the game changer was making sure that my messaging was right to make sure those leads were the right ones, and then things started converting. So I learned how to spend $500 and get $18,000 back, $3.5K and got $100K back. I then unlocked something I call uncapped growth, because the more money I put into this system, then I got multiples back. And so I focused just on increasing that instead of outreaching to people for free or creating lots of content in the hopes of attracting people to my brand, which is really a chance game. I began to think about things a little bit differently. Now, is organic content, knowing how to outreach to people, important? Yes, of course. But if there is one immutable law of marketing, it's that nothing lasts forever. As markets get more sophisticated and used to certain methods, the methods need to change. Outreach and content, referrals, they've been used for so long. People are so used to them. So people don't trust those methods as much anymore. So the only people I would suggest doing organic content, outbound DMs, for instance, are someone that lives in a second or a third world country that absolutely has only got an iPhone. That's the only resource they have, or a phone and access to social media. If someone has even a little bit of money, they're going to increase their cash flow a lot faster if they can get a system to bring in consistent leads without them. So their time allocation then shifts from outreach and content creation to the next level of the funnel, which is qualifying that traffic for the offer and then closing that traffic. If you can just spend more time here, less time here, you're going to close more deals. The more time each week spent in sales conversations, the more cash flow you're going to generate, period. The more offers you're making per week to the right people, the more clients you're going to acquire. So that's what's very difficult. Most businesses fail because they think, I will do organic and then eventually make some money, and then I'll go into paid. Okay, but it actually takes too long now to make money through organic and outbound enough. And so that's why businesses fail. Not enough cash flow in a certain period of time, so they have to close up shop. Not enough cash flow is actually the effect of the problem. The cause of the lack of cash flow is not enough of the right people. Not enough of the right people, not enough leads. So if you have enough of the right people seeing your service every single week and you having sales conversations with them, even if you have an average service, even if you're bad at sales, it will still convert because you have lots of the right people that want to work with you. You've generated demand. So more than someone that only has some leads, which they've generated manually. So not having enough qualified leads is ultimately the main cause of why businesses stay stuck and eventually close up shop. So one of the core pillars we teach you to lock in on very early is how to get your messaging dialed in and that system to get more of the right people seeing your offer using a valve mechanism. And the way I describe it is we build a funnel like this with you where you plug it in, you turn on the valve, and you get the ideal clients that you want. And that was a core enabler which allowed me to scale to over 400K a year in my business. It really isn't because I had any lucky breaks, any hidden gifts or secrets. It's because I realized that the main thing to focus on wasn't my offer, wasn't my website, wasn't my course, wasn't my program, wasn't my business model or structure or my team. It was because I learned how to get my messaging just about good enough, then getting a load of the right people in front of that message every single month. The right people that could then re-sign with me consistently. So let's say I even had 200 of the right people who wanted to speak to me about my offer every single month, and I'm selling a high ticket program for 10K, only 5% need to buy that in order to make 100K a month. If then even another 3% buy a 15K upsell, that's 145K a month. It really does not need to be more complicated than this, to be honest. And the reason it takes so long for most people is that they're not shown this shift of thinking, so they spend their time on other things. So I wanted to unpack this for you to show you that if you just focus on this, you're going to feel like you're running out of time constantly and repeating these same cycles. If you focus on this only, you're going to feel like you're just burning money on ad spend. And that's why we need to focus on this and make sure everything works consistently. Thank you for watching till the end. I'll catch you in the next one.